Good morning, friends, and welcome to New Garden Friends Meeting. Our reading for this morning is from Carrie Newcomer. She is a Quaker singer and songwriter, and what I'm going to share with you is actually a song, although I will not be singing it. And I encourage you all to listen to the song. I think it's more beautiful as a song rather than as a poem. So after worship today, if you can take a few minutes and listen to this song. It's entitled The Brink of Everything. Last night I heard a wood thrush calling. In the evening, like they sing. And I saw you standing by the water, out on the brink of everything. Out on the brink of everything. All the things that used to matter, they don't need so much today. Toss the seeds and let them scatter. The birds and wind take them away, till there's nothing in my way. And this has been too much and little, the ache of it bewildering. But for now, we'll stand together here on the brink of everything. Here on the brink of everything. I can't see past this horizon. I can't say what's waiting there. I never sang because I knew something. I sang because it was a prayer, the finest one that I could bear. And this all has been too much and little, the ache of it bewildering. But for now, we'll stand together here on the brink of everything. On the brink of everything. This body has been many things. It's been rain and snow and earth and dust. I've worked and worried and searched and hurried. But now it's all forgiveness. It's just forgiveness. And I'll walk with you as far as I can. And all we love is all we'll take. And I'll send a postcard when I get there, just to say that I got there safe. I won't need a choir of angels, that old song we used to sing. But for now, we'll stand in wonder here on the brink of everything. I couldn't remember what message I brought the Sunday before the 2016 election. So I went back and I checked my records. It turns out that I didn't preach that Sunday. Instead, Don Tickle, a beloved longtime member here at New Garden Friends Meeting and a recorded Friends minister, brought the prepared message that Sunday. And after I read that, I remembered the message that Don brought and the ministry that he shared with all of us that Sunday. I remember it was a message about centering our lives on hope. If I had spoken to you all that first day, just before the 2016 election, I'm sure I would have said something deeply optimistic. I was younger then. And back in 2016, I didn't have the white hairs that I now have. It's true, I'm starting to go just a little bit white, although they're hard to see. I hadn't spent over 7 months living with a global pandemic. RBG still sat on the Supreme Court and was doing her push-ups every morning. Things were difficult back in 2016. They were painful and messy in many ways. But it wasn't 2020. And we generally were not as exhausted and stressed out as we all are today. Things are scary right now in our country in a way that feels unprecedented. I know that just in the last several weeks, my GLBTQIA loved ones have begun to worry about new legal challenges to their marriages and to the lives that they have built. Things are scary for all of us as we face hundreds of new deaths every day from COVID-19, which rages practically unchecked throughout our country. Also raging through our country are massive fires that are just one small sign of the catastrophic impact of climate change. The old and powerful enemy of systemic racism has insidious new power thanks to the rise of white supremacy groups and neo-Nazism and other domestic terrorist organizations, fed by the racist policies and practices of our current administration. Did all of you hear about the group of people who were attending a Get Out to Vote event, encouraging voting and participation in our democracy, who were then tear gassed by the police? That happened in Graham, North Carolina, just a few days ago. Today, it feels like we stand on the brink of anything. Or perhaps, as Quaker singer and songwriter Carrie Newcomer writes, perhaps we stand on the brink of everything. It's true that since 2016, I've lost some of my deep-seated optimism, but I have not lost my hope. On the Sunday after the 2016 election, I brought a message to all of you based on Romans chapter 8, verses 35 through 39, a passage that reads in part, "For I am convinced that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all of creation will be able to separate us from the love of God." Nothing can separate us from God. Nothing can separate us from love. And that passage has been true for the last 4 years, just as it was true for 1,000 years before that, and just as it will continue to be true for the next 4 years, and for all the years after that. And here at New Garden Friends meeting, I have seen us as a community lean into this truth in new and beautiful ways. Over the last several years, we have worked hard to support refugee and immigrant neighbors here in our community in Greensboro. We have learned and grown to better welcome transgender and non-binary people into our community. We have begun the process of tackling our own white privilege and undoing some of the systemic racism within our community. And although this will be a process that will continue for many, many, many years to come, we have begun. Many members of our community have taken to the streets to protest over the last several years, to protest gun violence, to protest institutional sexism, to protest the treatment of immigrants, to protest racism and racist policing and police brutality, to protest environmental destruction and the pressing damage that is caused by climate change, to call for a greener future. We've put up a sign in front of our meeting house that says Black Lives Matter. We've changed in some significant ways how we welcome people into our community. And we've switched to solar energy. I've seen us in the last 4 years practicing love in big and small ways. I've seen us stand for hope and peace and the possibility of a more just and merciful world. In the last 7 months, 7+ months, we've moved to digital worship to protect all of our members, from our elders who are in their 90s to the tiny babies who are part of our community. And even with this monumental and unprecedented change, we have continued on, worshiping and laughing and learning and loving together. And I'm not saying all of this so we can pat ourselves on the back. I'm saying it to remind you all of our corporate resilience. We have done hard things, and we can do hard things again. We have done wonderful, loving, messy, difficult, sometimes painful things. We've done them before, and we can do them again. We have made many mistakes, and I'm sure we will make more in the future. But we have faithfully stood together. And we have tried. We are a community that is always trying to do the right thing. And here, as we stand facing the brink of everything, we can be certain that nothing in all of creation will separate us from love. And as Carrie Newcomer reminds us, for now we'll stand together here on the brink of everything. The truth is that I don't know what the next month or the next years will bring. And I, like many of you, know the truth of adulthood, that things can be miserable, terrible, painful, awful, and difficult. But today, like every first day, I feel hopeful because I see you all standing here beside me. Here we are, gathered together, even though we cannot literally be together in person, we are still inseparable. Here we are, and yes, we may be frightened and weary and stressed, thanks to all of what 2020 has brought us and all of the last many years. But we are also wise and resourceful and merciful. Here we are, ready to try and try again, ready to do what early Quakers referred to in terms of spiritual warfare, spiritual battle. We're ready to push, and we're ready to strain, and we're ready to struggle, as we always have, toward goodness and love and justice and mercy. And I am filled with hope, friends, because I know all of you. I am filled with hope because I know that our God is a spirit of love and mercy and justice. I am filled with hope because I know that with each dawn of each new day, we are offered a new chance to work for peace, to work for justice, and to see love win. Here we are, friends, standing on the brink of everything. And we're standing together. Here we are, friends, standing on the brink of everything. And God is standing here with us. Here we are, friends, on the brink of everything. And although I do not know what the future will hold, I know that it will be filled with the possibility for justice and mercy and love. And this first day, I am filled with hope.